Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're well. We're here now to work on Panini by Lil Nas X. Lil Nas, right? I'm sure I'm saying, is it Lil Nas or Lil Nas X? I've only ever really heard Lil Nas, but it's technically Lil Nas X. This is the whole video. It's just me trying to figure out, me sounding really old. That's all it is. That's all it is. There's no drums, so settle in. I'm just kidding. We're going to actually work on the different beats you play in this song. There's 3 main sections that we're going to cover. We're going to break it down measure by measure. We're going to play slower than the recording because if you want to learn something right, you got to learn it slowly. So we're going to make sure we play this slow, make sure that we pay attention to detail, and most of all, we really have to make sure we have fun. Hey, fun. All right, here we go. This is the intro to Panini. Get ready. Let's go. All right, so you won't loop those 2 measures in the intro, but you will loop them later. So it's very important that you're really comfortable with this before you move on. So if you still feel shaky, just go back. Go ahead, go back. I'll wait. And if you feel good about it, moving on, we're going to go to the next section. It's a 16th note feel on the hi-hat. Now there are lots of different fills within the hi-hat, right? It's an 808 beat programmed into a computer. So it's impossible to sound exactly like it every time, but I can do my best to imitate it. I really stress, though, especially with my students, bass drum and snare drum first. It's like building an actual building or building anything. You build from the bottom up. You don't build the top of the skyscraper first. All right, so you have to start with your foundation. And honestly, 99% of humans don't care about your hi-hat work. I know it hurts my feelings too. They don't care about your hi-hat work. They care about a beat that they can dance along to, bob their head to, something that makes them feel good. Very rarely do you hear hi-hat rolls like this. And someone goes, oh, that's my song. Oh, that's my song. That's the hi-hat. Bro, the drummer, that's my song. So quit working so hard on the hi-hat stuff, right? The reason you work on your hi-hat stuff so much is because your right foot is maybe a little bit trash. Yeah? Yeah, maybe just a little. Don't ignore that, especially now that you're in isolation. Don't ignore that right foot. Get the right foot, left hand going. And then the very last thing you'll add is the hi-hat, okay? Just because I'm playing it on the video, I mean, dude, live your life. Remember, personalize it. First, be able to play bass drum, then add snare drum, hi-hat, if you feel like it. All right, here we go. Enjoy. All right, how did it go? You grooving? Yeah. If it's not sounding great, that's fine. Just make sure bass and snare are working together, right? And just go back and play it until it does feel comfortable. Okay? It's going to take a little while. That tempo is also very difficult. So if you already played this at its original tempo, if you played along to the actual song, then this is very difficult. Very difficult playing it this slowly. So, once again, be patient. You notice how I open the hi-hat on the of 4? You could play a buzz, just like kind of press on the hi-hat. It sounds like this, 4 E and like that. 4 E and 1. That takes a little bit of technique there. So if you're not feeling comfortable with that, just open the hi-hat. It achieves pretty much the same sound as far as especially if you're just playing along to the song. Pretty much, I don't think anybody's really gonna. Once again, nobody's too worried about your hi-hat work, or not. At least 99% of the population. So, bass and snare. Hopefully, it's sounding good. Now we're gonna go to this. I guess you'd call this the B section. All right. Still 16th notes on the hi-hat. However, we add snare on the E of 2 in this first measure. You also take the bass drum out of the first count, the very first count, and then it's back in. But there's just an absence of that bass drum. It's the only time it happens in the entire song. So just beware of that, because we're trained to play on 1. It will trip you up at least once, and if you're doing this 100 times through, like you really should be, it'll get you more than once. Guaranteed. So, all right, here we go. Fourth measure. All right, how did it go? Make sense? If it doesn't, it's still confusing. Just go back, do it until it makes sense. It's simple. Simple doesn't mean easy though. Okay? Simple does not mean easy. It is going to be difficult to get this down in its entirety. I know it was difficult for me, so it should make sense that it's difficult for other people too. And if this is super easy for you, that's awesome, right? I would just say try and pay attention to detail, see how good you can actually make it. All right, the next section is the intro, right? You're just playing eighth notes on the hi-hat though. So same thing with bass and snare, just an open hi-hat. That's it, okay? Then you go back through the A section, then the B section again, then you repeat the B section, all right, it's 4 bars. You just take out the bass. So you're still playing hi-hat and snare. And then you play the intro again, but you play it, that's actually your outro. That's how you get out of the song. And there's no big crash at the end. You just cut. You have that little roll on the 4, and then out. So, and that's it. All right. Best of luck to you. Hopefully this makes sense. Make sure you let me know what other songs you would like a tutorial for, and I'd be more than happy to work on it. Stinky Fabrizi, I have no stinky, right? Self-isolation doesn't count anymore. That's normal, right? So, dude, life is awesome. Fabrizi would be getting to share this. This is one of my students' favorite songs. They always want to, learn how to play it or play along with it. So it's really cool to get to do this because I know that they'll enjoy working on this, right? Working. This could be work. It's not really work. All right. I hope you have a good one. I hope you're well. Wash your hands and be safe. Bye. It got me the first time, dang it. You can see all the hairs. All right. Can you see that? All right, how'd it go? All right, how did it go? Okay, so the next section now, that's when you play the same part from the intro. Come on, dude. Just talk. Here we go.